Hey, thanks for dropping by to the Planners on Purpose podcast, created by Naomi Tucker, CMP. Now, this space is for the event planners to encourage and empower you so that you can fully live your life on purpose. So before we dig in, please take a moment to subscribe so you get future shows. Now, here she comes, your host, Naomi.
Hi everyone, it's Naomi Tucker. How are you doing today? I am excited to come to you with another episode. Today we are talking about how I battled overwhelm and got my CMP, which is the Certified Meeting Professional Designation. And I wanted to talk to you about this today because over the past few episodes, we've been talking about how you stand out as an event professional. How do you advance as an event professional? And I thought it was really timely to just talk a little bit about how I earned that CMP. What are some of the things that were going on in my life that I had to overcome in order for me to obtain it? Because I tell you, it was a journey and I had so much going on, it almost seemed impossible. So I'm excited to share that story with you. But first, for those that are new to me, my name is Naomi Tucker. I am an event professional turned high performance coach, and I work intentionally with ambitious leaders like yourself in the event planning space to basically combat those burnout situations, overcome leadership challenges, and really pace towards living a life that you love. I empower you to be a planner on purpose, and that really means to develop self-mastery, be confident in the vision and goals you have set for yourself, and to be a force in moving forward to keep it. So I'm excited to have you here with me today. And like I said, wanted to talk a little bit about overwhelm and how I got my Certified Meeting Planner designation. It would be interested to know how many of you out there have your CMP. And if you don't have a CMP, perhaps you have a different designation out there that's in the industry. I would love to hear what that would be for you. And the thing is that whenever you are going on a journey to obtain something, such as a designation, it's going to come with some obstacles that are along the way. And it's almost as if as soon as you set your heart and mind and soul and everything in the direction to get that thing done, whatever that is, your big goal that you set for yourself, it seems as though there's so many little things that get put into your pathway that may seem like it's preventing you from getting it. However, I've come to find out that it really is just little indications to keep me motivated and letting me know that I'm in the right place and that I just need to power through and move forward. So I hope this comes as just a little bit of information for you, but then also maybe it could be some inspiration because perhaps you are in a position where you've been delaying on something that you really wanted to do. And perhaps because of a busy desk, because of so many other tasks that you have for yourself, life gets in the way and you're not able to get that designation, get that promotion, do the things that you need in order to get that big goal that you have for yourself. And it's okay, right? Because we all go through these seasons where we have goals and they just end up not coming to fruition. And a lot of that is because we need to continue to keep that goal within our mind's eye so that we are working towards that goal no matter what. And many times other people's priorities get in the way. And many times there's other priorities that we put ahead of that gets in the way. However, we look further down the road and we see that, oh, wow, it's been about 3, 4, 5 years and I still haven't done that thing. I don't want that to be you. So that's the reason why I wanted to come to you today with this episode. And it's funny, it just brings up a memory of an employee that I had on my team, and she always just had this goal of getting her CMP. And as much as we try to get her to get it and do the steps that it takes in order to do it, she wouldn't. I mean, if I was able to get the application, download the application and fill it out for her, I would do that. But part of getting something means you have to have action. You can have the best coaches around you, but if you don't take the action that you actually need in order to get what you want, you will not be able to get there. It's not going to happen for you. So it's really, really key that, yes, you may have that goal of being the CMP, or you may have that goal of getting a designation or whatever it is that you want to do. But what are the steps that you're going to take in order to get to where you want to go? And that is the very thing that we're talking about. You have to be able to do the work. You have to be able to take action. Faith without action is dead, right? So we need to be able to take the action that we need to do in order to move forward. So let's just talk about my hot mess of a journey. And I just say that because to me, looking back, it truly felt like it was some hot messness going on. I don't even know if that's a word or a phrase, hot messness, but there was some hot mess going on at the time where I was getting my CMP. Basically, I had an amazing opportunity to actually take on a role where it's actually where I live at now. But it was an amazing role. It was at an insurance company here in the area, and I really was excited. I was excited for the leader that was there. I was excited for the opportunity that was being had. Basically what it is that it was a department that was within this company that was looking to expand their reach. They put together their strategic meetings management program, and they were aligning internal meeting planners for their events. And they already had went through approximately maybe 250 meetings a year, and they had less than 5 people on their team. However, they started adding people onto the team, but it scaled. It scaled like crazy. As soon as we got there, from about 250 meetings that were coming into this strategic meetings management program, and then it went to 500 meetings a year, and then it went literally within the first couple of years, went to 2,000 meetings a year. To tell you the amount of crazy that was, it was just not for the faint of heart, but it was so exciting. And we were seeing things come together. The vision that everyone had for the department was coming to fruition. We were streamlining things. It was just, a strategic meeting manager's dream, right? So it was exciting work. It didn't seem like it was overwhelming work. I don't believe I really burnt out. I was just truly excited about what we were doing. So it was a different type of energy, right, around it. Well, at the same time, I decided, hey, why not go for my Certified Meeting Planner certification? Because, that just sounds about right. You're handling maybe 250 meetings yourself a year. Why not just add that on? So to tell you the truth, it was a very intense decision, but I truly thought that I could do it. But lo and behold, I didn't know I also was going to get proposed to during that same time. And sure, we could have put the wedding off for a while, for like 2 years, but there's no time like the present, right? We decided to get married within that year. So we had some months to plan for the wedding. But when you think about going through this growth of the event planning department that I was in addition saying yes to taking my CMP, in addition to planning the wedding on my own, because yes, I can do that, right? I can plan my wedding too. There was a lot to consider. On top of that, I had to move. Because, of course, this was a brand new position. I had to move from where I was to where I am now. And it was literally 2 hours away. So there were so many moving parts that was happening when I was getting my CMP. And it easily became a little overwhelming. I ain't gonna lie. It became a lot overwhelming for me to be able to get my CMP. and do all of these other amazing things that were going on. And the thing is, I guess that could be a point. Sometimes they are all good things that are going on in your life. And even though they're all good things that are going on, all of it combined can also lead to overwhelm. And it's a good thing to have. It's a good problem to have, but it's still a challenge. Maybe it's not a problem, but it's a challenge that you do have to manage. So how did I do it, right? Because how did I actually be able to say, oh, I'm going to go through it. I'm going ahead and get the test, and I'm going to make sure that I study to get the CMP, because it wasn't just submitting your application and all of the things you have to do for that. You also have to put in the study and put in the work, because you don't want to get to the point where you're taking the test and you don't pass, because that's not a good thing, because that means you're going back to square one. And although it's possible and you can do it, it's a place that we all don't want to be. Everybody wants to take a test in order to pass. You don't take a test to fail. Well, at least I hope you don't. So how did I actually do this? How did I get through this particular situation? Well, I would just say it was just very key with where I was working, that there was a sound structure. There was such an amazing structure with what we had going on at that particular role. We had an amazing strategic meetings management program. Things are very structured. It helped us manage the requests that came in. It helped us to organize and facilitate and execute the meetings. And then it helped that the reporting was all in this particular tool. So I would say that that was helpful, because it allowed me to manage what was going on at work optimally, so that I can create the space in order to study and do things I needed in order for me to actually get to the exam and pass the exam. Another thing that I did is I just made sure that I had a sound checklist of the things that I needed to get done. So with the Certified Meeting Designation, there were a lot of different areas that I needed to focus on, right? It was to put an application in, getting the acceptance, and from the acceptance saying, okay, how am I going to study? So those were some key things that I had done as well. Get a checklist and organize my schedule so that it actually worked for me. And in terms of my wedding, yes, I was able to handle the logistics, because obviously we're event professionals. That's what we do. But I made sure that I had my checklist and my timeline in sync, so that I was just able to move through that. And I did surround myself with amazing people. I had some amazing friends that were in the industry that knew exactly what I needed to be able to help me out up to my wedding day. And during my wedding day, they were kind of my day of event person. So it was great to be able to have their support as well. And another key thing that I did when it comes to my CMP is that I decided to join a study group. It was a study group that was held in Chicago. I don't believe they have it anymore, but it was nice because that was way before we had virtual opportunities that happens now. But it was in person. So it was in person. It was a weekend. I got there on a Friday. I believe I left on a Sunday morning. But it was really amazing. I was able to be engaged and connect and network with people that I'm friends with to this day, and really have the opportunity to go through some interactive activities, be totally focused in on what the task was, and that was to study for the exam. And then I was able to walk away with a lot of resources in order for me to continue my study until I took the exam. What I received on that weekend was amazing. And I really advocate, even moving forward, for anyone that has ever come to me that says, hey, how did you get your CMP? What do you think I need to do in order to get my CMP? I always say, you need to go and have a study group. And that is exactly why I created this upcoming study group that's happening here at the end of May. And it's the first time I'm offering this study group. I'm really excited about it because I do see the need of really for people to take the CMP and to really check it off of their to-do list. And not only just a to-do list, it's a personal goal, and it is a personal achievement when one gets that CMP designation. And so many people are just so busy to be able to do the things that they need to do in order to get that particular certification. Now, there are so many other certifications that are just kind of like a piece of paper. It's not necessarily an official designation. It's just a certificate that you know how to plan an event. But the Certified Meeting Designation is something special, and it was put together by event professionals, and it was really to elevate this industry. So it's just really important for me that if someone has that specific goal of getting their CMP, and it's something that I went through and had to go through the hot mess and overwhelm and, a little bit of good stress in order to get there, that I help them with that too. So that's why I am offering that CMP study group, and it's at the end of May. If you are interested, I will leave the link in the description. I believe it's www.plannersonpurpose.com/CMP. You can go there to learn more. So having that study group and having those amazing people that I met on that weekend that I'm still friends with now is actually a key component in me being able to do the CMP and get that designation behind my name. And I know that you can do it too. If it's something that is important to you, and if you are needing some help and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling burned out, I definitely would love to be able to join you in that journey and helping you to get your CMP. That is it. I tell you, when I completed my CMP, I jumped for joy. It seems as though everything kind of was completed all within the same time frame. So yeah, I was able to continue to keep my job, was able to get married, and was able to get my CMP all within that season. So if you, again, are in a position where you're overwhelmed and you need some support, I can help you with that as well. Now, I know I talked about how I got my CMP, and I feel like we will talk a little bit about what are the requirements for a CMP and how can you take your next steps. So this may be a part of a little bit of a series. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I hope that it was an episode that you were able to get some information, and if at anything you were able to say, now I'm able to have a little bit more encouragement on getting my CMP, even though I'm so busy. Surrounding yourself with the right people to support you while you're on this journey is key, and being a part of a study group also can help you with that as well. Thank you so much for joining this episode of the Planners on Purpose podcast, and until next time, stay on purpose.
Well, that wraps it up for this episode. If you enjoyed the conversation, hit the like button and tell us how much you enjoyed the show by leaving a message in the comments. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.